Hey there guys, how's it going? And welcome to a breakdown of the Black Ops 2 reveal trailer. As of now, this was released like 10 minutes ago, just watched it and I thought it was really good. Got me really excited about the game. And I think that they've got a chance of really getting it spot on with this. It mixes a lot of things that I think could have been done with Call of Duty that haven't been done yet. So also I'm going to say a few things that maybe you didn't pick up on because you didn't notice or you haven't really analysed the trailer. So first of all, it's going to be set in 2025. Well, that's when the trailer is shown, so I'm presuming that they mean that the actual game itself is going to be set then. Sometimes they jump a little in between time frames, but based on what we saw at the beginning and the kind of things we were seeing throughout the trailer, you'd have to say it is based in 2025. So what's that? 13 years in the future. So it's the first future warfare Call of Duty, which personally I really like because it gives them a little bit of creative license in terms of what they can do with guns. I don't like it when the game's restricted to having to use guns that are actually in existence and they can't play with technology and things like that. So that looks like something that for me is going to be a positive thing to bring towards the to the series. Another thing that you probably noticed, I noticed, is the huge amount of mechanical warfare. Now, obviously, this is going to be covering single player. The first reveal trailer always just covers single player and the campaign. However, a lot of these things always do trickle down into multiplayer. There was a lot of robot type of things. You know, like, I don't know what you'd call them exactly, but the kind of things you'd see in Star Wars, like roaming about. So it does tend to make you think that the kill streaks that are in the full game for multiplayer probably will be a lot of robots and air vehicles and just things that are unmanned in general, because obviously they can really go to town with what technology is possible because it's the future. So a lot of robots, a lot of things in the air for sure. Now, there was a section which I'll try and show you on screen now. We actually got a first person view of being in the quadrotor. The quadrotor was in this a lot. It's the four-bladed hovering vehicle that looks like it's going to have like a gun on, or maybe it will also be used to tag enemies or something. Like I say, we don't know for sure what's in multiplayer or not, but it's definitely in the game. So you'd presume that something like that would be a multiplayer streaks. And we see a FPS view, and interestingly, on the bottom left, it actually says squad follow and follow instructions. So possibly you're going to have a fleet of them driving around with you, or maybe it will just give instructions to your teammate. It'd be kind of cool if there was multiple amounts that followed you around. Now, there was a little bit here where we saw this guy tapped his wrist and it came up with information of what was on his wrist. Now, again, I don't know if this will be multiplayer, but it looks like a cool functionality anyway. A lot of kind of hologram style technology, which is always cool when they can do things like this. So it would be interesting actually if there was something on the wrist for multiplayer that you could tap, and that was maybe a perk. You had a perk that allowed you to attach something to your wrist, or an attachment to a gun, something like that. And one thing I have to say actually is I think this Call of Duty is going to have a ton more customization than any other Call of Duty. I've just got a feeling that things are going to be a lot more customizable. Also, in terms of location, it looks like it is going to be Los Angeles. Now, first of all, I watched the trailer and I thought, oh, it's Los Angeles, because I saw it was the palm trees, it was built up and all that. I thought, oh, I'll just presume it's Los Angeles. But no, it does actually say on one of the signs Los Angeles. So we can pretty much presume that a good part of the campaign, at least, is going to be in Los Angeles, America. Looks like it's kind of the Arab world against the Western world in this one. We know sometimes they kind of stray like Russian East versus West, but it looks like this time they're going to go back to the whole like sort of Asian, Arabian area, because there is some parts where you see like mosque type buildings and things like that. So it looks like it's going to be that kind of warfare. Other things I've noticed that you just see a lot, there's actually a jet view. You see one of these jets, well, that kind of looks like a stealth bomber mixed with a fighter jet, and you see a first person view. So I don't know if these are going to be controllable, because normally if they show a first person view of something, it does mean it's actually going to be controllable in the game. Multiplayer, probably not, but I don't see how that would work, but definitely single player at least. We saw a few weapons like hand pistols and Glocks, but to be honest, there's a lot of guessing games when it comes to weapons, because they have got license to be a bit more creative. But it looked like guns a little bit like the AUG and a Glock, something like that was in there. And there was a lot of footage showing Osprey gunner, or like an airdrop kind of vehicle. So I don't know if something like that is going to be in the game again, but of course we don't know for multiplayer. But I think the main things to take from this trailer, is it's future warfare, which is going to be cool in my opinion. Los Angeles looks like to be like the main location. Lots of weapons and lots of robots and unmanned machines, which could be better or worse for the multiplayer, but who knows? We don't know what they're going to put in multiplayer yet. So if you enjoyed my little breakdown, you think Black Ops 2 looks really good, be sure to leave a little like and a comment. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon.